The spirit of shame or shyness is never part of us. There is always an external force that possesses us with it. And that external force is naturally against the fulfillment of why we are here on this earth. You know, every individual, that is every human being, came to this earth to fulfill one or two tasks. Every individual has his or her own specific task to fulfill. And that external force is naturally against the fulfillment of that task. And that's why it possesses us with that spirit of shame or shyness, because shame or shyness is one of its tools, is one of its weapons that it uses to attack us. It is one of its weapons that it uses to reduce the probability of you getting that your specific destined task achieved on this earth. You know, naturally, when an individual is coming to this earth newly, on your arrival to this earth, you came just like every other creature that are in form of animals. Every creature that are in form of animals came to this earth with there are these 6 basic factors or elements that every individual and every animal came down to this earth with. Those 6 factors or elements are: 1. Fear. 2. Empathy. 3. Greediness or jealousness. 4. Joy or happiness. 5. Trust. And 6. Anger. Each of those 6 factors has its own specific work. For example, fear is for consciousness. Anger is for defense. Trust is for bonding, and so on. Each of them has its own work. But there is an external force that is always against the fulfillment of why we human beings are on this earth. That's why time to time that external force possesses us with that spirit of shame or shyness, just to reduce the probability of you or of us getting that our specific destined task achieved or fulfilled. If you check in the Bible story, you will understand that external force, this external force that I'm talking about, is what the Bible refers to as Satan or devil. If you check the story of Adam and Eve, you will see how shyness or shame came to existence. It was never there before. It was when that Satan or serpent, because the Bible represented it with an image of snake, that is serpent. It was when that serpent gave apple to Eve, and then Eve gave Adam some of those apples. They became possessed by that spirit of shame or shyness. When they represented it with serpent, it doesn't necessarily mean it is snake. And when they are talking of apple, it doesn't necessarily mean that it is an apple fruit. You know, that story was in parables. Him came in contact with devil. The devil possessed Eve, and Eve, being possessed, when she came to Adam, Adam was also possessed. And that's why when God wanted to speak with them, they started covering themselves, covering their nakedness out of shame or shyness. That shame or shyness was never there before. It came externally. If you check those 6 basic elements which you came to this world with, which are fear, greediness or jealousness, empathy, trust, joy or happiness, and anger, every other animal in this world has it. Every creature that are in form of animals have that same 6 basic factors or elements. And if you are feeling any of them, for example, the feeling of anger, the feeling of joy, the feeling of empathy, all of those feelings comes from within. But if you are feeling shame or shyness, it is coming from outside. It is coming externally. I hope you understand what I mean. For example, if you are feeling any of those 6 basic factors, which are fear, happiness or joy, greediness or jealousness, empathy, trust, and anger, the feeling comes from within. That is to prove to you that you came with it. But anytime that you are feeling shame or shy, the feeling is coming externally. That is to tell you that there is a force that is imposing it on you. It is never part of you. So anytime that you are feeling shame or shy, shake yourself off that hook by reminding yourself that this shame or shyness is never part of you. It is being imposed on you by an external force that is naturally against the fulfillment of why you are here on this earth. Shame or shyness is never part of us.